Britney's full-time agent, manager, limo driver, everything, escorting her everywhere, making sure she had rehearsed her routine, everything. They even had a gym in their house set up so Britney could practice.
When she was 8, Britney tried out for a role on the Mickey Mouse Club, but got turned down.
The casting director said I was too young. He said, you're too young, but I really think you should go to New York, because he knew a lot of agencies. I went home and we thought about it for a while, and so we packed up and went to New York, and that's when I did off-Broadway play, I'm Ruthless.
Britney's experience in that musical led her to form her own band with best friend Courtney Brabham.
Well, one day we were just kind of sitting around and Britney was like, hey, we can sing and everything, so let's start a little group. We made up a name, we were A Touch of Class, and then we would sing the Star-Spangled Banner. That's one of my best memories of Britney.
In 1992, Britney showed off her talent on Star Search and even won her debut performance.
She looked like one of these crazy little China dolls with all this kind of crazy hair, but I do remember that she had incredible stage presence and amazing voice, and there was this one note that she hit, she's like, "Rah!" And she opens this mouth and this huge voice came out of this little girl.
But a week later, Britney's luck changed. Britney's assistant Felicia Culotta remembers how she felt.
She looked like such a champ on the stage after she lost. And then I remember she said, and I walked off and I wanted to cry so bad, but I wasn't gonna cry in front of all those people.
Older and wiser at the age of 11, Britney finally earned her mouse ears.
Did the Mickey Mouse Club for 2 years. And then Justin and JC from NSYNC, they were on the show as well.
In 1994, the Mickey Mouse Club ended and Britney headed home to hang out and be a kid. But a year later, Britney was itching to get back into the limelight.
My lawyer from in New York, I called him up and I was like, is there anything I can do?
Larry Randolph, who was an entertainment lawyer, who suggested she go and see Jive.
So I sent him a tape of me singing some song that was out of my key. It sounded horrible. And they listened to it and they're like, well, they're interested. They just want to hear you sing in person.
Larry Randolph, in fact, paid for her flight, a $200 flight to New York so she could meet the big wigs at Jive Records, because her parents couldn't even afford it, unfortunately, at that time.
And I flew up for the day and I sang for them and they signed me.
So Jive Records, all they heard was her performing Jesus Loves Me live, and they also heard a demo. And on that basis, they kind of agreed to sign her.
It turns out that's all they needed. At 17, Britney released her first single, Baby One More Time.
So not only did the single go in the charts #1, her debut album went in the charts at the same time, #1.
Called my granny, my mother, everyone. I was like, guess what, guess what, guess what? So that was really, really cool. That was what I've dreamed for. I hoped, that it would go to #1, but I never really expected for my album to go to #1.
Britney's kid sister, Jamie Lynn.
That first I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, this is awesome. My sister's a singer.
Her big hit gave Britney a chance to hook up with old pal Justin Timberlake as the opening act for NSYNC. She later headlined her own tour wearing costumes that were sporty and suited her high-energy show.
There's no boring moments at the concert. It's like she's got dance and she changes outfits and her outfits are so cute and it's a whole crowd into it, and it's just a fun thing to go to.
Designer David Dalrymple works with Britney.
Her performances are very energetic, they're very dance-driven.
After a nationwide tour, Britney headed home, but she still had not heard her own songs on the radio.
So I called the DJ from New Orleans and I told him, I said, I'm going to pick my daughter up at the airport. So I kind of approximated a time that I thought that she would be in the car by then. She started laughing and crying at the same time. She said, oh, I can't believe this is the first time I've heard it on the radio. And it had been on the radio, seriously, for months. And that was the first time she'd heard it.
Coming up, Britney's style takes a sexy turn.
She looked naked.
And later, an exclusive invitation.
You could start to hear the Britney Spears music flowing through the House of Versace.
When Britney Spears' Style Star continues. Britney Spears climbed the charts to become one of today's biggest music sensations.
I mean, there's no surprise that Britney Spears became as big as Britney Spears is today. I mean, she has talent, she could dance, she could sing, she could do whatever she wants.
In 2000, Britney's hard work paid off when she was nominated for 2 Grammy Awards.
You know, it boils down to just having good music.
Although she left empty-handed, Britney came away looking like a winner in a glamorous Randolph Duke gown.
It was at a time in her life where she was really trying to transition into that next stage. She looks elegant, her hair is simple and works with the dress, nice, simple jewelry.
People were used to seeing her with a lot of jewelry, all those hats, more teen, more young and youthful. This was a very sleek, sophisticated look, and she pulled it off.
In May, Britney released her second album, Oops, I Did It Again.
I'm really trying to, bring my music to the next level, and really this show, it's more me.
Britney's music was evolving, and so was her look. She traded in her schoolgirl uniform for some revealing lowriders. Fran Cooper is Britney's makeup artist.
You always want something a little bit over the edge, and she's pushing the envelope. She also loves to be sexy, loves the hip huggers, loves that tan, sexy skin, loves skin, bare skin.
Britney wears a lot of lingerie, and I think so has some of her icons in the past 20 years of music, like Madonna, Janet Jackson.
But Mom says Britney was always trying to stretch her boundaries.
When she was going to school, she was the one that cut off the jeans, and then everybody started cutting off the jeans. She was the one that wore the skirts that were slim, and then everybody started getting them. Always, she was the first one that was sent home, too, Come get your daughter. She's got raveled jeans.
Every time, we go buy clothes, she's like, I gotta change this. I gotta cut this off. And you're like, okay, you just bought that, but whatever.
In the fall of 2000, Britney shocked everyone at a music award show by stripping off her clothes to reveal a sheer beaded 2-piece stunner.
She had seen a tape of Marilyn singing to John F. Kennedy and sparkling in that dress, and she said, oh, I want to sparkle like that. She's adventurous. She just wanted to be out there and be glittery and sparkly.
I thought it looked great on her, and then she came out and singing the song, and she started stripping it off. And I thought it looked fantastic. She did sexy, young, and modern.
Everyone always comes up and says, she looked naked.
Britney now had a sexy new image and a famous boyfriend, former Mouseketeer Justin Timberlake.
I'm on a whirlwind right now. I'm having the time of my life, seriously. So I'm just trying to embrace it as much as I can.
She was at the top of the world. She was dating Justin. They were the David Beckham and Victoria Posh of the music world, and she had this hot guy on her arm. She looked fantastic.
Things only got better when Pepsi came along with a multi-million-dollar deal.
She was very hot when they signed her. She was on the top of the world.
So she made a few commercials, she did some billboards, you ran through Times Square, there was Britney Spears, sipping Pepsi.
In 2001, Britney got even more attention when she wore a 7-foot boa constrictor as an accessory.
I remember seeing her on the MTV Music Awards, dancing with this albino snake, Before that, we saw her tear off a suit, and she had this flesh-colored kind of bikini thing on underneath. These are all very calculated moves, but moves that are showing that she's in control, that nobody's making her dress this way. This is the way she wants to dress. This is her feeling sexy and her feeling confident.
2 months after the show-stopping performance, Britney released her third album, Britney.
I'm more in control of what I do, and I want you to respect me a little bit more and let me do things on my own a little bit more. That's basically what I'm trying to say in this album, I think.
Britney went from pop star to movie star when she made her feature film debut in Crossroads.
One day we were riding along and she said, you know what, I really want to do a movie. I want it to be about girls. She had the whole idea, and they hired a writer. She really had a vision of what she wanted it to be, and it pretty much met up to her vision.
Right after the movie opened, the media had a field day when Britney and Justin went their separate ways.
Their breakup took both of them by surprise. That he broke up with her. Then they tried to get back together again because both of them were really shaken up by the reality. Their reconciliation didn't work, and she made the call on that. She was the one who did the final breaking up.
Coming up, Britney goes for an edgier look.
But I think this type of sexuality is a little bit tougher and a little bit raw.
And later, find out which sassy red carpet outfits our experts can't stop talking about.
Wow, she was gorgeous.
When Britney Spears' Style Star continues. Britney Spears was driven to transform herself from a small-town country girl to a sultry pop diva.
The first album with pigtails to the last album with, you know, greasy bodies and everything like that. She really grew up.
I think she's fearless. She's not afraid to take a chance on her look. And she's beautiful.
The breakup with Justin didn't keep Britney down for long. In March 2002, she launched a new restaurant and arrived looking sexy and ready to hit the town.
She thought that since it was a opening of a restaurant, she wanted to look a little more sophisticated, so she chose the black dress.
She just now is starting to feel better, starting to feel comfortable, and as if, you know, she's looking around for a new guy.
During the summer, Britney took a highly publicized break from recording and performing.
Britney said she wanted to take 6 months off. She wanted to lie out in the sun, and she's taken a couple of vacations to clear her head and actually to give her some inspiration and get the creative juices flowing.
She returned to her brand new home in Louisiana to relax.
She's a bath girl, loves to take a bath, loves bubbles, loves soaps and lotions.
Eat her mom's cooking.
Yeah, fried chicken. She loves everything, you know, the southern stuff.
And just hang out.
Britney loves to ride the four-wheelers with Jamie Lynn because we live in the country, and she likes to go for rides. She likes to work out. We have a little spa at the house that you can work out at.
She'll always make up dances for us, yeah. She'll sit there and she'll be like, y'all do these dances.
Photographer Mark Liddell spent time with Britney in Kentwood.
Lynn and Britney invited me in to go and have breakfast with them, and it was so sweet. There's no special star treatment. Britney was in her pajamas and slippers, and we just sat down and had breakfast together.
Later, they had a photo shoot.
We shot in the pool. Britney loves to be in a bathing suit and to lie out and get color. And we shot in her car, went driving down the local streets, and 2 truck drivers went past. We stopped at a red light, and I think that made their day because they both looked out of the window and were like, oh my God, that's Britney Spears. Eventually, they shouted out, are you Britney Spears? The light went green and she turned around and just went, yes.
In the fall, Britney headed for Milan.
Donatella Versace called and invited Britney and whomever she wanted to bring to come to her fashion show.
Britney was a surprise guest at the Versace show and stunned the crowd in a bright-fitted gown.
They let Britney go in to the showroom and pick anything she wanted. She must have tried on dresses for hours. I mean, it ended up just being the funnest thing ever. And in turn chose the beautiful, different color, very form-fitting, long evening gown and looked like $1 million.
We were waiting for the show to begin, and all of a sudden you could start to hear the Britney Spears music flowing through the House of Versace, and you knew the special guest was Britney Spears. And she came down that runway to be seated in that multicolored dress, and everyone was, wow, she looked gorgeous. She was decked out.
In the fall of 2003, Britney dropped her 4th album. Once again, her look changed.
She's definitely teased us with her sexuality before, but I think this type of sexuality is a little bit tougher and a little bit raw and a little bit more of a girl in charge. And I think all those stories of sort of the girl being led through this career path, I think right now she's really standing there saying, well, I'm gonna do it myself. I know what to do.
Coming up, sexy, bold, and revealing. Britney's top looks are next.
Everything looks painted on her.
When Britney Spears' Style Star continues.
Ever wonder, what gives lipstick its color? How is perfume made? What makes one product more expensive than another? Stripped gives you a first-hand look into the world of beauty. From the factory to your makeup bag, we reveal the secrets that go into making your
is formulated to work at night when your skin is more receptive to moisture. So you wake to dramatically improved skin with Nivea.
A backyard becomes the perfect zen setting to surprise mom.
She's finally really healthy and ready to celebrate.
On You're Invited this Tuesday at 9:30 on Style.
Britney Spears lives her life in the spotlight, and her clothes always take center stage.
she has gone from this little girl from Star Search to the level of Madonna. You know, she's a worldwide phenomenon.
Almost everyone has an opinion about her one-of-a-kind fashion choices, including her friends and fashion experts. Britney toned down her flashy wardrobe when she arrived at the opening of her restaurant.
This dress was glamorous, very sophisticated, and elegant, and I like that. She looked, you know, sexy, but didn't have to show it all. And the elegance factor of that dress is what appealed to me.
She took this black dress and again, she gave it a big slit up, so you're thinking you're seeing something, but you're really not. And neckline came down so low. She's giving you just that much that you think it's a little over the top, but you know, she leaves you wanting more.
In 2000, Britney wore a little pink number to win 2 Teen Choice Awards. Her look was classic California girl with a retro twist.
It kind of reminiscent of the 60s, you know, this Tina Turner kind of feel. Again, very music inspired, but toned down a little bit with the pink. And again, the pin straight hair, the nice big eyes, nice big smile that she does. She draws you in. She makes you feel like you can be friends with her.
Very teen, it was young, it was flirtatious, it was fun. You know, it showed off her body, not too sexy, and it worked for the event that she had to go to that night.
Before Britney danced with a snake at the 2001 Video Music Awards, she made quite an entrance showing off her hot bod in this Dolce & Gabbana mini dress.
I have to say I give her kudos for trying it because it's a really difficult dress to pull off. It's so incredibly short, and for someone who is as muscular and as fit as Britney is, it's a really hard style to do. That said, it's a gorgeous color that plays nicely off of her skin.
She picked it herself. She absolutely fell in love with it. It was a last-minute choice. So the dress is really low maintenance. She saw it, she loved it, she picked it, put it on, and off she went. It was one of her favorite dresses that she's ever worn to an event.
Britney cracked the whip in this curtain Bart leather ensemble when she strutted down the red carpet at a 2002 Video Music Awards show.
We decided to make her look sexy, rock and roll, and lots of oil on the skin so she looked just shiny. She just hopped off the back of some hot motorbike and walked into the awards.
When she put the biker hat on with the black leather outfit and the boots, she turned around and said, "Oh, I look like Janet Jackson." So she was so happy looking like Janet, which is one of her icons.
Britney took a cue from another blonde diva when she flaunted 2 nominations and a white Randolph Duke gown at the 2000 Grammys.
Really, really simple. She went really glamorous, and the white fur sole almost reminds me of Madonna when she was dressed in all white with a fur stole. It was a really beautiful, clean, classic look. Glamour to the fullest.
It was almost like, oh, she stepped out of the car and has all of a sudden become this grown-up, beautiful woman. That was probably one of my favorite dresses, actually. I thought she looked amazing there.
From a young age, Britney was destined for stardom. Today, she's a megastar with a fashion sense that's all her own.
I like all of her outfits because they're just so cute. And some people don't like them, but that's their opinion. And whatever they want to think, let them think it. She likes it, so she's going to wear it.
But behind the glitz, Britney is just a down-home girl.
She has such a heart, such a soul. She really is a special, special person. It's not fake.
Thank you guys so much. This means so much.
What you see is what you get. And to me, when you're in tune with yourself to that level, that makes you even more beautiful.
Britney Spears is a pop princess, a sexy siren, and a style star.
Watch it, a glue. For the 5th time, it's not a weave.